Smartphones and social media have revolutionized our lives, allowing us to have instant access to almost anything from anywhere. Just imagine that the device you're watching this from is hundreds of millions of times more powerful than the computer that guided the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. But no matter how powerful and useful smartphones are, they can also negatively influence our life. And that's why in today's video, we'll help you understand how to take control of your digital life and use your devices to your advantage. I am Alessandro Carpentiero.
And I am Linda Granfors. We at Beyond Sapiens help you and your team achieve work-life balance and sustainable performance.
Let's start with an important concept. Phones and social media aren't bad per se. Like most things in life, it depends on how you use them. For example, YouTube is a fantastic platform for learning new concepts and skills, but it can also make you spend too much time consuming content. Similarly, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok can be great for inspiration or connection with friends, but they can quickly push you into an infinite scrolling session. If we ask ourselves honestly and look at some stats, we'll see we're using our phones too much. For example, 89% of Americans check their phone first thing in the morning, spend 5 hours and a half on average on their device each day, and check their phone at least once every 10 minutes. And by the way, if you are curious about your own stats, you can check screen time on your iPhone or digital well-being on your Android device. But the real question is, why do we use our phones so much? To find such an answer, we have to take a step back and remember that every app and digital platform is a business. And most of them are free only because they make money from one of the most valuable currencies, our data. So the more time we spend on these apps, the more revenue their businesses generate. And the tricky thing is that the more we use them, the more data they gather on our preferences and behaviors, and the better recommendations we get, so that we keep spending time of them, making this a pretty infinite vicious loop. So how can you break this cycle? The first step is to consciously decide to use technology to your advantage and not let it use you. This requires discipline, and it won't be easy at first, but it will surely be worth it. Also, try to ask yourself what is the real reason why you're spending too much time on a specific platform. Usually that stems from trying to fulfill one of our most primitive human needs. And to better understand that, we need to look at what happens in our brains.
The fact that our devices can so easily control us is undoubtedly concerning, but the challenges posed by social media go beyond that. Social media and digital devices heavily impact our brains and cognitive abilities. As Alessandro explained, social media platforms are designed to keep your attention glued to the screen for as long as possible, with content that is often short, fast-paced videos that are meant to be attention-grabbing. This constant bombardment of stimuli damages your ability to focus and affects your creativity and imagination. To illustrate the impact of social media on the brain, let me share my personal experience. In 2018, before short-form content like TikTok even was a thing, I remember reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. While reading that book, I realized I was not using my brain's full capacity to visualize my dreams and goals while working on them. When I tried to do so, I couldn't sit still and visualize those dreams in my mind because my brain was lazy due to the constant stimuli and overload of information. This phenomena is also supported by research that shows that social media can limit our ability to imagine and create new ideas and concepts as our minds becomes overloaded with information, leading to constant distraction and ultimately addiction. By realizing the negative impact of social media on my cognitive abilities, I became more conscious of how I used my phone. I started tracking my screen time and stopped using my phone in the evenings and mornings. These changes dramatically improved my imagination, focus, and quality of thoughts. So I can only recommend becoming more conscious of how social media affects your thinking and cognitive abilities to protect your superpower, your brain.
The first step to doing that is to take control of your notifications and build a virtual wall between you and your phone. In fact, the main reason why we check our phones so much is that we receive hundreds of notifications per day. This makes our phone like a portable, omnipresent billboard in our life. And that's why taking control of your notifications is one of the most powerful things you can do to actually use technology to your advantage. You can start by deactivating useless app notifications and slowly build up to not having any notifications. It might sound extreme, but I have deactivated all notifications except for messages from my family. And on top of that, my screen never turns on, nor does my phone ding or ring. Of course, this is not how I began, and it might not suit your current lifestyle, but maybe you can use it as an inspiration to create your personal virtual wall. If you need help deciding which notifications to keep and which not, just ask yourself whenever you receive one, is this notification worth my time and attention right here, right now? Then you can make your decision. After you have customized your notifications, the second step is to create a phone hygiene routine. Research has shown that having your phone near you, even if it's turned off or facing the table, distracts you and induces the phenomenon called brain drain. So here's how to do to avoid that. If you can turn off your phone during the night, please do that. Otherwise, keep it on the opposite side of the room. The same applies to your work. Don't keep your phone on your desk. Put it somewhere difficult to reach, for example, at the bottom of your bag or in a drawer far from you. By doing this, you will have to make a conscious effort to reach for your phone, and you'll have the time to think if it's really what you want to do or if it's an automatic behavior. The third step is to actively set limits on your app use by allowing yourself only a specific amount of minutes to use certain apps. I've used that for some time, but it was not really helping me because I still found myself checking those apps too frequently. So I took the fourth and last step for ultimate digital well-being, deleting all social media apps from my phone and allowing myself to use them only from my computer in a specific time frame. To help with that, there are specific browser extensions such as BlockSite or Freedom. I've been implementing this last practice for the past few weeks, and I'd be lying if I told you this was easy. But still, I believe it is necessary to rewire your brain for mindful social media and phone use. By doing this, you are the one in control. You will be the one deciding when to check something, providing significant benefits to your mental and emotional well-being. If you need inspiration and want to dig deeper into all this, I highly recommend you read Indistractable by Nir Eyal and Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport.
These phone hygiene practices have indeed been revolutionary for me, but there is still one more aspect that we would like to share with you. While it's undeniable that technology, devices, and social media have become an integral part of our lives, it's crucial to be mindful of the content we consume. Social media can bring positivity and inspiration, but there is also harmful and damaging content that we need to avoid. To maintain a healthy social media environment, it's essential to control who we follow, what content we consume, and whom we interact with. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the vast amount of content available, but we have the power to manage it. Social media should be like your inner circle of friends. We should be mindful of whom we spend time with. Therefore, it's not necessary to follow everyone who follows you. We can block or hide accounts that cause anxiety and choose not to interact with certain people or pages. Personally, I have eliminated all negativity from my life, physically, mentally, and virtually. My best advice to you is to do the same. Your energy is the most important thing, and you shouldn't let others make you feel down, bad, or anxious on social media. Focus on content that makes you feel good and inspired so that you can benefit from the positive effects social media can have.
We really hope this video gave you valuable concepts to reflect on, as well as tips on how to take control of your digital life. If you need help with any of that, just book a call with us from the link in the description or email us at info@beyondsapiens.co. While if you'd like to evolve your mind, body, and work and achieve sustainable performance in your life, we would love to help with our Beyond Sapiens coaching for individuals and teams. You can find all the info about that from the link in the description.
And if you want to gain innovative ideas and solutions to maximize your mind, body, and work, Please subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our weekly research-based videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.